all of my friends know that How to Train Your Dragon is my favorite movie, which you already know because you read the title of this video. But why is it my favorite movie? That is what I'm here to tell you, which you also already knew from reading the title of this video. But I digress. Every time a movie night is suggested, I always put How to Train Your Dragon onto the table, which is why I recently watched it once again. A group of my friends and I huddled around a big TV all cozy and watched cool dragons and a beautiful narrative take place. And it made me realize a few things. Made me really think on what I enjoyed about this movie. It also made me realize that Hiccup takes a lot of blunt force trauma to the head. I mean, seriously, how is this kid still able to mentally function? He has like 4 concussions by the end of the movie. But really though, let's get into why How to Train Your Dragon is my all-time favorite movie. And let's get this out of the way first. The fact that there are dragons is like a big bonus in terms of likability for me. Dragons are one of my favorite fantasy creatures, and any form of media with dragons is immediately cooler than something without dragons. Dragons make things better. That's all I have to say. But I do have serious points to make here, so back to that. The first real piece of this movie that shines out to me is the score. John Powell did not have to go as hard as he did when he was scoring this movie, but he did anyways, and the world is a better place for it. I don't think a movie soundtrack has ever really encapsulated the feel of a movie better. It truly sounds like Flying with Dragons. There's no better way to describe it. 3 scores in particular stand out and are what I point to first when I want to say, look at how beautiful this music is. The first is Romantic Flight, the music for the scene where Hiccup and Astrid are flying through the clouds. The music and the visuals are so beautiful and so soft, and if I ever get married, this song will be played at my wedding. Next is The Forbidden Friendship. This music truly builds up right alongside the budding friendship of Hiccup and Toothless. It makes my heart swell in excitement and awe every time. Finally, there's Test Drive, the music for the first full flight the two take. This music really makes me want to fly. It's exhilarating and fun, and I love it so much. But right alongside the music are the sound effects themselves, particularly the sounds of the dragons. The noises really bring these creatures to life. They sound like truly unique animals. It's fun and fascinating. Toothless alone is the combination of several animals for his roar and sounds, including human noises, elephant seals, elephants, horses, tigers, and domestic cats. Speaking about the dragons and how they were made into believable animals in this movie, the filmmakers really brought them to life in an amazing way. What particularly stands out to me is how they made the dragons feel like intelligent creatures without personifying them. Typically, when you have an animal as one of the main characters like Toothless is, you have to personify them to get their emotions and ideas across. Take Maximus from Tangled. This horse feels like a person dressed as a horse. The facial expressions are human, he does things that feel human, he stands out from the other horses shown in the film, albeit briefly. Whereas you take Toothless, he's smart, his emotions get across, but he still feels like an animal, like a unique but intelligent creature separate from humans, which I feel really supports or is supported by the story of humans and dragons uniting. Quick, funny, off-topic thing relating to sounds and whatnot. I always notice this when watching, but there's one particular scene where Hiccup sounds southern. Every watch through, I hear it and it throws me off.
Okay, then what do we do?
Just give me until tomorrow. I'll figure something out.
Okay.
Now let's talk about the story the movie tells itself. This movie tells a story about the world telling you to be something, tries to fit you into a box, tries to shape you to fit in, but despite it all, you find that you can't be anything but yourself, and you find that's the best thing you could be. Hiccup understands not meeting everyone's expectations. He understands how the world can see you as one thing when you know you are so much more, and that's how he connects with Toothless. How he figures out that dragons as a whole are so much more than what the Vikings see them as. This really stands out when Hiccup says, "I looked at him and saw myself." In a similar vein, it tells the story of platonic soulmates, of finding a partner, finding yourself in someone or something else, finding a connection when you've never had one before. It's a story about friendship and trust, and I just really love this story. The parallels between Hiccup and Toothless are highlighted throughout the whole movie, all the way to the end. Finally, one last thing that really stands out to me is the visuals. I adore the visuals in this movie. It has some of my favorite cinematography. Now, why is this impressive? Because this is a computer-generated animated feature from 2010. CG animation notoriously does not age well. Not because it's bad, but because we advanced and continue to advance in quality of CG animation so quickly. So it ages incredibly quickly. Now, How to Train Your Dragon has aged. Obviously, it's impossible not to. And there are a few scenes that don't look too hot anymore, but for a movie over 10 years old during a time where CG animation was progressing incredibly fast, it still looks amazing. Take the romantic flight scene again. The clouds are beautiful. The moment is beautiful. It's just a visually incredibly appealing scene. The scenery is beautiful overall. If you decide to rewatch this movie, take a moment and try to focus on the background, on the scenery. It's amazing. It feels like a lived-in world that breathes, that has interesting landscapes. And I cannot talk about the visuals without talking about my favorite scene in terms of visuals in this movie. The final fight, the boss fight if you will. Toothless and Hiccup versus the Green Death. Seeing this huge dragon fly through the rocks from a distance while the people watch from the shore really sells the scale. It's exhilarating. But even more so, my favorite shot of all time. A shot that took up maybe 2 seconds of the movie. The shot when Toothless is firing at the Green Death's wings and we cut back to the shore and all we see are the storm clouds quickly light up, showing the silhouette of this beast of a dragon before they're lost again in the clouds. It takes my breath away. Now that I've broken down this movie and how amazing it is, I hope you go and rewatch it. Watch it with a friend, try to find a piece of nostalgia or notice something you might not have before. Or, if you somehow have never seen this movie, give it a watch. Maybe it'll be your favorite too. One more thing before I go. A fun fact, if you will. The scene where Hiccup had shot down Toothless and went to kill him, the slow pan of the dragon, the wing covers his face, and when it passes, Toothless' eye is suddenly open. It's truly a creepy moment. But what's truly cool about this moment is that it was originally a visual glitch. Toothless' eye wasn't meant to be open. It was an error in animation, but was kept because it looked cool, and that's one of my favorite facts about this movie. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you give the movie a rewatch or a watch through for the first time. Let me know what your favorite movie is in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye!